Veronica Lake was photographed by Eugene Robert Ritchie in 1941. Ritchie was a prominent Hollywood portrait photographer known for capturing major stars of that era at the peak of their careers. Ava Gardner was captured in a Kodachrome shot during the 1940s. Kodachrome was a popular color film used widely during that decade to photograph Hollywood celebrities and public figures. Bob Cazile was a member of the band Devo, photographed in 1979. Devo was an American rock band formed in the early 1970s known for their unique sound and visual style during that period. Mara Corday was an actress and showgirl who modeled bathing suits with a press camera in 1954. She performed in science fiction films including The Giant Claw and Tarantula, then later appeared in small parts in Clint Eastwood films. Photographer David Seymour photographed actress Sophia Loren at her apartment in Rome, Italy in 1955. Seymour positioned himself on the ground between Loren's legs to capture the shot during this session. Ladies posed at a pool over a diving board in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania during the 1940s. This photograph captured a casual social moment among women at a public pool in that American city during that decade. Jim Morrison and the Doors performed at Kongresssaal in Frankfurt, Germany on September 14, 1968. This concert took place during one of the band's European tour at that specific venue in Frankfurt. Edward Thayer Monroe photographed Anne Pennington in 1921. Monroe was a photographer who captured portraits of performers and public figures during the early 20th century in America. Ella Fitzgerald and Marilyn Monroe were photographed together at Fitzgerald's home in 1961. The two had been close friends since the 1950s, maintaining their friendship across more than a decade. Cass Elliot and Joni Mitchell were photographed together. Both were prominent female musicians who were connected within the same music circles during their active careers in the music industry. Marilyn Monroe performed for troops in Korea during her USO tour between February 16 and February 19, 1954. This Kodachrome photograph captured Monroe entertaining soldiers during that overseas military tour. If you were sent back in time to old Hollywood, which star do you think you would most likely end up being best friends with? The best gangster films that did not star James Cagney, Edward G. Robinson, Paul Muni, or Richard Widmark remain a topic of discussion among classic film enthusiasts who follow the golden age of Hollywood cinema. Donald Sinden and Glynis Johns appeared together in the 1954 Rank production Mad About Men. This publicity photo was released to promote the film during its original theatrical release that year. If Melanie Wilkes from Gone with the Wind were real and lived as long as Olivia de Havilland, she could have watched the film adaptation of her own story. De Havilland lived to 104 years old. Robert Mitchum and Jane Russell were photographed together in a publicity shot for the 1951 RKO production His Kind of Woman. The photo was released to promote the film during its original theatrical run. John Payne appeared in promotional shots for the 1939 film Kid Nightingale. These promo photographs were taken and released to promote the production ahead of its original theatrical release that year. Charlie Chaplin was photographed on set while shooting The Gold Rush in 1925. The Gold Rush became one of Chaplin's most celebrated silent films and was produced during the height of his Hollywood career. Everett Sloane appeared in The Lady from Shanghai in 1947. The film used mirror imagery as a storytelling device, reflecting a character's inner thoughts and the duality of personality within the film noir genre. Rita Hayworth, George Martin, and Rod Alexander appeared together in a corner of the frame in the 1947 film Down to Earth. The three were captured in this shared shot during production of that film. Lita Ford performed at the M3 Rock Festival in Columbia, Maryland on May 12, 2012. Ford appeared at this rock festival held in Columbia and delivered a live performance at that Maryland event on that date. Rock Hudson visited Mamie Van Doren and Danny Crane on the set of Ain't Misbehavin' in 1955. Hudson visited the two women during production of that film at the studio, where it was being filmed that year. Love at First Bite was a 1950 production. This film was released that year and is documented among the motion pictures that were produced and distributed during that period of Hollywood filmmaking. Nancy and Ann Wilson were photographed using a frog water pipe in a Vancouver hotel room in 1975. This took place during the recording sessions for their debut album Dreamboat Annie in that Canadian city. Earl Bostic was born on April 25, 1913 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The bandleader and alto saxophonist had popular hits including Harlem Nocturne, Temptation, Sleep, Special Delivery Stomp, and his signature song Flamingo. Marilyn Monroe was photographed in multiple images during the 1960s. These celebrity photographs captured Monroe during the final decade of her life before her death in August of 1962 in Los Angeles. A young woman posed at the pool ladder of the Ammon Recreation Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in June of 1946. This photograph captured a casual moment at that public recreation facility in that city. Clara Bow was photographed in a studio glamour shot aboard her schooner Diablo around 1929. Bow was one of the biggest stars of the silent film era and owned a personal schooner named Diablo during that period. Jane Mansfield was photographed at her home before leaving for the 1959 Academy Awards. This photograph captured Mansfield at her personal residence as she prepared to attend that major Hollywood ceremony. Kate Pierson was born on April 27, 1948 in Weehawken, New Jersey. Pierson is a vocalist, musician, and founding member of the B-52s, known for her bouffant hairstyle and soprano vocal range. Ann Sheridan took a break at Lake Arrowhead after filming Angels with Dirty Faces. The police department at Arrowhead Lake made her an honorary policewoman during her stay in the mountains following production. Ringo Starr married actress and former Bond girl Barbara Bach on April 27, 1981 at Marylebone Town Hall in London. George Harrison and Paul McCartney were both in attendance at the wedding ceremony. Jim Keltner was born on April 27, 1942 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The session drummer worked with George Harrison, Nilsson, Ry Cooder, Leon Russell, Carly Simon, Neil Young, Dave Grohl, and many other major artists. Peppermint Harris, Katie Webster, and Johnny Copeland were photographed together at KPFT Radio in Houston, Texas, in September of 1984. The three musicians were captured at that radio station during that visit. Marlene Dietrich and Anna May Wong were photographed together during production of Shanghai Express in 1932. Both actresses appeared in the film, which was produced and released that year by Paramount Pictures. Ava Gardner posed in a Kodachrome studio shot in 1945. This color photograph captured the actress during a professional studio session at a point early in her Hollywood career before her biggest film roles. Mark Platt and Adele Jurgens appeared together in the 1947 film Down to Earth. Both performers were featured in this production, which was released that year as part of Hollywood's post-war film output. Jane was photographed in black and white during the 1970s, displaying a distinctive personal style. This image captured her during that decade in a photograph that highlighted her visual presence and fashion choices. Sergio Leone and James Coburn were photographed together on the set of Duck You Sucker, also known as A Fistful of Dynamite, in 1971. Leone directed the film and Coburn starred in it during that production. A proud father was photographed taking a photo with his son during the 1940s. This image captured a personal family moment between a parent and child during that decade in what appears to be an informal setting. Cuba Gooding Sr. was born on April 27, 1944 in Harlem, New York. He was the lead singer of the soul group The Main Ingredient and scored a #2 hit with Everybody Plays the Fool in 1972. Marilyn Monroe was photographed walking on the set of Bus Stop in Arizona in March of 1956. The images were captured both in Kodachrome color and black and white during breaks between filming on location. Peter Gabriel performed in a Britannia costume with Genesis at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane in London in January 1974. The photograph of that performance was taken by photographer Michael Putland at that venue. A young man posed beside his new car with his best friend around 1930. This photograph captured a personal moment between two individuals during that era when automobile ownership was becoming more widespread. Lauren Bacall was photographed in 1943. This image captured the actress early in her career before she became one of Hollywood's most recognizable leading ladies of the 1940s and beyond. Jane Seymour was a prominent figure in entertainment and fashion throughout the 1970s. This photograph captured her during that decade when she established herself as one of the era's most recognizable personalities. Anna May Wong appeared in Daughter of the Dragon, produced by Paramount Pictures around 1931. Wong was one of the first Chinese-American actresses to gain recognition in Hollywood during that period. Francis Ford Coppola was photographed sitting on a rock during filming of Apocalypse Now in the Philippines on April 28, 1976. Production was scheduled for 6 weeks, but ultimately lasted 16 months. Growing up in the early 1970s meant singing songs like Bingo, This Old Man, Over the River and Through the Woods, Kumbaya My Lord, and He's Got the Whole World in His Hands in elementary school classrooms across the country. Princess Diana attended a banquet at Claridge's in London on April 28, 1986. This photograph captured the Princess of Wales at that formal event held at the famous London Hotel on that specific date.